Hello! You've reached part 4 of the SP review of 2024. Or maybe you haven't reached part 4. Maybe you started here. Who starts at part 4? Get back! Part 1 for you, January, go! And the rest of you, welcome. We've just been going through the election in May and June, and it's now July, and we have the election results. Our posts were obviously through the roof at this point. So there's lots of things that didn't get in but were wildly popular. When Nigel Farage was elected, that was a big post for us. When Jeremy Corbyn was elected, I told you that was going to happen in episode 3. When Liz Truss got voted out, I don't know if you remember Liz Truss get voting out, but she was in such a bad mood about it. Like, most people go, well, the people have spoken very well, blah, blah, blah. She stood at the edge of the stage, looking cross, and then refused to speak to any press. It's probably how I would lose an election, to be fair. Gareth Southgate resigned. I'm not sure why we did a post on that. And there was talk about economic black hole. £22 billion was talked about a lot. Oh, none of that's in the top 5. See what a big month it was? So, in at 5 was the first press conference from Keir Starmer after the election. In it, he said that the Rwanda scheme was dead. Huge thing to do in your very first press conference. That's when he first started talking about taking tough decisions. Yeah, things were happening quickly. In at 4, nothing to do with the election, UCAS changed the way they do the statement. So rather than having a blank piece of paper, it's a few prompts, a few questions you're going to fill out, because it's better. As someone who taught secondary schools in deprived areas, I know how hard it is to fill out UCAS forms. And at 3, back to the election we go, the exit polls. That's what's released at 10 p.m. When all the polls close, 10 p.m, bang, these are the exit polls. They showed the result. They showed that Labour were going to win by miles and miles and miles. In at 2 was 8 hours later, the 6 a.m. results post. I was so tired when I wrote that post. It was 6 a.m. I just wanted to go to bed. Yeah, 6 a.m. results. Labour had won the election. They'd got more than the 326 seats they needed. So it was kind of like, here we go. And people were waking up early, I think, to see what the results were. I was up all night, live commenting it on the SP page, and there weren't that many people up at 3 in the morning or whatever. But people definitely got up earlier to see what was going on. Yeah, 6 a.m. posted really well. And in at 1, this is possibly our most liked post of the entire year, was the new cabinet, which was a cabinet of first, the first female chancellor, Rachel Reeves, the most female cabinet ever, the most state-educated cabinet ever. There's never been a Sabina Mahmood in charge of justice before, but there's only one Sabina Mahmood. It's probably not true. There's probably several. That's how names work. It's a new shape to a cabinet. And that's July's top post. And so to August. Fans of not nonsense don't really like August. The biggest problem with the nonsense in August is that I'm easily bored. And when I'm bored, I do write some things that when I look back, I think, oh, is that an SP post? And sometimes you like them and they make lists like this, and most of the time you don't. And we never speak of them again. There was a couple of bits that were happening this time, like Keir Starmer had lasted longer as Prime Minister than Liz Truss did. That was quite quick. And the prisons were full. I mean, that's a big story. That continues to be a big story today. It's interesting, the riots. No riots posts are in this top. Keir Starmer cancelled his holiday. And I thought that was a bit sad, because I think that we need rested politicians. I think we need the people taking decisions to be well rested and doing okay. But I thought that let's have a look at let's try and find both sides here. So I wooed and booed it. I put forward reasons why and why not. It might be good or might not. And everyone disagreed with me in the comments. Everyone was like, why is this even a question? There's problems at home. It needs to be here. So, that's cool. We can disagree. I want our leaders to be humans, I guess. And humans need rest. Okay, so 4 is a mobile phone company was wandering around talking about how under 11s shouldn't have phones while selling phones to under 11s. Self-regulation is a really interesting question. Like Instagram have got these new accounts for young people. Governments are coming for them. And they want to be like, oh no, look, we've acted. Like all the gambling companies were all like, oh, please bet responsibly while advertising gambling at you all the time. Anyway, yeah, EE had some advice. In at 3 was a list The Guardian published. 50 women and girls had been killed by men by the 14th of August this year. And they published their names and photos, most of the photos. And it was heartbreaking. That was in at 3. Right, in at 2 is what happens when I'm a bit bored at home. It was the day before A-level results day, and my life, it's a mess. It's been quite the journey. Everyone's life's a journey, right? Everybody's life. So when I was a teenager, the wheels had fallen off. My undiagnosed bipolar brain was firing on all cylinders, but not in the way that if you say someone's not firing on all cylinders, then that means something. But mine was firing on all cylinders, but was also suboptimal. Cylinders are tricky. So yeah, my A-level. I went to all the exams. Better than I did with my GCSEs. Anyway, so before A-level results, I do like to say that it's not a straight line. And yeah, I know that Jeremy Clarkson does it. And my voice is not like Jeremy Clarkson's voice. I'm not telling the same story as Jeremy Clarkson. And if more people tell that story, the more the better. I don't think there can be too many voices saying, if it's not what you planned, don't worry about it. People who are 18 today, there's no way they're going to be retiring until they're 70 at the earliest. That's 52 years of work. 52 years. Some results you get before you've even started that 52-year period. What do they mean? Really, what do they mean? In at 1, the Liberal Democrats wanted Taylor Swift to have freedom of the city. That's the story. If you have been watching since the beginning, one of the first posts we talked about was someone liking getting a dentist appointment, getting Taylor Swift tickets. And here we have, in August, 8 months later, when the actual concerts come around, MPs talking about Taylor Swift to try and get in the news. It seems like all celebrities want to become politicians, and all politicians want to become celebrities. There's loads of them who go the other way, and there's politicians all want to go and do the other thing, but they can't because the other thing takes talent. And yeah, that's August. Ice creams all round. Well, that was a brat summer. I think that came across clearly in what we've just been talking about. Someone the other day said in Parliament, they said, oh, well, it has been the brat girl summer. So, nope. No, it hasn't. That's not the summer it's been. Stop trying to use these words. And yet here I am using those words. It's been really fun. Thanks for hanging out in July and August. We'll be back very shortly with what comes after August, September, and then October in what will be formally known as Part 5 of our review of 2024. Love you, bye.